Did you know that after the age of 60, your risk of developing chronic illnesses like heart disease, kidney failure, and even certain types of cancer skyrockets by more than 60% if your diet is packed with the wrong foods? According to a large scale study from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, poor dietary choices contribute to nearly 678,000 deaths every single year in the United States alone. That's not just a number. It means that every minute someone's life is cut short because of what they put on their plate. And here's the terrifying truth: not all vegetables are the health heroes we think they are. In fact, some vegetables that are often labeled as healthy can actually harm your body, especially as you get older, when digestion slows, metabolism changes, and your organs become more sensitive to hidden compounds. Seniors who keep eating certain vegetables without realizing their dangers may be unknowingly weakening their kidneys, straining their hearts, and even increasing their risk of memory decline. What's worse is that many of these vegetables are common, things you might eat almost every single day, believing they are doing you good, when in reality they are quietly making things worse. And when you discover the number one vegetable on this list, the one scientists have linked to a shocking increase in health complications in older adults, you'll never look at it the same way again. Before we dive in, if you care about staying sharp, healthy, and strong as you age, hit that like button and subscribe. And share this with a friend who needs to hear this too. It might change their life. Number 5. Corn. Corn is one of the most misleading foods because it's often classified as a vegetable, yet nutritionally, it behaves more like a starch. For seniors, that's a dangerous mix. Studies show that a single ear of corn can spike blood sugar levels almost as quickly as a slice of white bread. The glycemic index, which measures how fast a food raises blood sugar, puts corn at around 60, which is in the medium to high range. This is bad news for anyone dealing with diabetes or prediabetes, which includes more than 25% of people over 60. High blood sugar not only stresses the pancreas, but also accelerates the hardening of arteries, leading to heart disease. Beyond that, much of the corn we consume today is genetically modified and heavily treated with pesticides. A 2021 study published in Environmental Research found residues of glyphosate, a controversial weed killer, in nearly 80% of corn products tested. Seniors are more vulnerable to these chemicals because their detox systems, the liver and kidneys, work less efficiently with age. And here's the kicker: many senior-friendly foods, from cornflakes at breakfast to popcorn at night, rely on corn as a main ingredient. Eating corn in small amounts occasionally is not the problem. It's the repeated daily intake that builds up trouble. Number 4. Potatoes. Potatoes, especially when fried or baked until crispy, are a staple comfort food. But for seniors, they can quickly become a silent health trap. Just one medium potato contains about 37 grams of carbs, which translates to a sugar load of nearly 8 teaspoons once it's digested. That kind of sugar surge sends insulin levels sky high, forcing the body into a cycle that leads to weight gain and insulin resistance. A Harvard study following over 120,000 participants found that eating potatoes daily was associated with significant weight gain and a higher risk of type 2 diabetes. But that's not all. Potatoes are part of the nightshade family, which means they contain glycoalkaloids, natural compounds that can irritate the gut and trigger inflammation in susceptible individuals. For seniors dealing with arthritis, joint pain, or digestive sensitivity, eating potatoes frequently may worsen their symptoms. And let's not forget how most people consume potatoes, not boiled or steamed, but fried into chips or French fries, which soak up unhealthy oils. A 2017 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that people who ate fried potatoes more than twice a week doubled their risk of premature death compared to those who didn't. For someone over 60, that's a dangerous gamble. Number 3. Eggplant. Eggplant is another nightshade vegetable that poses unique problems for older adults. While it looks harmless in a salad or stew, eggplant contains compounds called solanine and chaconine, both of which can be toxic in large amounts. Even in small amounts, these compounds may increase inflammation in the body. In seniors, where low-level inflammation is already a major driver of diseases like heart failure, diabetes, and dementia. Adding fuel to the fire can accelerate decline. Eggplant also has a spongy texture, which means when cooked in oil, it absorbs large amounts of fat, turning a simple grilled slice into a calorie bomb. That excess oil adds strain to the arteries, and with age, arteries are less elastic and more prone to clogging. A 2019 study in Frontiers in Nutrition noted that diets rich in fried eggplant were associated with higher cholesterol and triglyceride levels. On top of that, eggplant is high in histamines, which can worsen allergies, cause headaches, and even disturb sleep in sensitive seniors. While a small portion occasionally is fine, eating eggplant regularly can quietly chip away at senior health. Number 2. Peas. Peas are often praised as a healthy side, but for seniors, they can carry hidden risks. Despite being green, peas are starchy and contain a high glycemic load, which means they break down quickly into sugars in the bloodstream. A cup of peas has nearly 120 calories and about 21 grams of carbs. For someone trying to keep blood sugar steady, that's significant. More concerning is that peas contain antinutrients like phytic acid and lectins. These compounds bind to minerals like calcium, zinc, and iron, preventing the body from fully absorbing them. Seniors already struggle with nutrient absorption due to age-related changes in digestion, so regularly eating peas may further deplete essential minerals needed for bone strength, immunity, and energy. A 2020 review in Nutrients highlighted how antinutrients in legumes, including peas, can worsen deficiencies if consumed in large amounts without proper preparation. Peas also contain purines, which break down into uric acid in the body. High uric acid is a direct trigger for gout, a painful joint condition that already affects nearly 10% of seniors. This makes peas a deceptive food, green on the outside, but problematic for senior health on the inside. Number 1. Cabbage. At the very top of the list, the most problematic vegetable for seniors to avoid is cabbage. While often thought of as healthy, cabbage hides risks that become particularly severe after 60. First, it's packed with raffinose, a type of sugar that humans cannot digest. Instead, it ferments in the gut, producing gas and bloating. For younger people, this is uncomfortable, but for seniors, it can be dangerous since bloating and indigestion often lead to reduced appetite, malnutrition, and even dangerous levels of discomfort. More concerning, cabbage is part of the cruciferous family and contains compounds called goitrogens. These interfere with thyroid function by blocking the body's ability to absorb iodine, which is critical for keeping metabolism and energy levels stable. According to the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism, goitrogen-heavy diets increase the risk of hypothyroidism, especially in populations already vulnerable. Seniors, particularly women over 60, are already at high risk of underactive thyroid, which leads to fatigue, weight gain, depression, and even heart problems. On top of that, cabbage interacts with blood-thinning medications like warfarin because of its high vitamin K content. This can dangerously reduce the effectiveness of the medication and increase the risk of blood clots or strokes. With all these risks combined, cabbage becomes the number 1 vegetable seniors should think twice about before piling onto their plates. Now that we've uncovered the vegetables that can quietly sabotage your health after 60, it's time to flip the story. Because here's the good news: not all vegetables are your enemy. In fact, some of them are nothing short of powerful medicine in disguise. The right vegetables can help stabilize your blood sugar, protect your heart, boost your memory, strengthen your bones, and even extend your life expectancy. This next list is not about fear, it's about hope. But don't relax just yet, because the number 1 vegetable you should add to your diet is so powerful that researchers have found it can lower the risk of deadly diseases by more than 30%. Let's count down the 5 best vegetables that seniors should consider eating for stronger health, sharper minds, and longer lives. If this is helpful so far, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more science-backed tips to keep you thriving at any age. And hey, share it with someone you love so they can make smarter choices too. Number 5. Carrots. Carrots may seem simple, but they are one of the most powerful allies for seniors. Their bright orange color comes from beta-carotene, a pigment the body converts into vitamin A, which is crucial for protecting eyesight. Age-related macular degeneration and cataracts are leading causes of vision loss in seniors, and carrots directly help fight against them. In fact, a study published in JAMA Ophthalmology found that people with higher intake of beta carotene had a 40% lower risk of advanced macular degeneration. Carrots are also loaded with antioxidants that protect the brain. Free radicals, which are unstable molecules, accumulate more rapidly with age and contribute to memory decline and Alzheimer's disease. Carrots provide compounds that neutralize these free radicals, protecting neurons. They're also rich in fiber, which helps digestion and keeps blood sugar stable, making them a safe option compared to starchier vegetables. For maximum benefits, carrots are best eaten lightly cooked, such as steamed or roasted, because heat helps release more beta carotene. Pairing them with a small amount of healthy fat, like olive oil, further boosts absorption. Seniors who make carrots a staple can look forward not just to sharper eyesight, but also to a stronger immune system and healthier skin. Number 4. Spinach. Spinach is sometimes called a superfood, and for good reason. It contains lutein and zeaxanthin, antioxidants that collect in the retina of the eye and act like natural sunglasses, protecting against damage from UV light and blue light exposure. A study in investigative ophthalmology and visual science showed that people who consumed lutein-rich foods like spinach had a 43% lower risk of developing cataracts. Beyond eye health, spinach is one of the best sources of vitamin K, which helps strengthen bones by activating proteins that bind calcium. This is critical for seniors, since more than 1 in 3 adults over 65 suffer falls every year, and many of those result in fractures. Spinach is also high in magnesium, which supports muscle function, heart rhythm, and energy production. What makes spinach unique is its versatility. It can be eaten raw in salads, cooked into soups, blended into smoothies, or sautéed with garlic. To reduce oxalates, which can interfere with calcium absorption, it's best to lightly steam spinach. Seniors who incorporate spinach several times a week not only protect their vision and bones, but also give their heart a steady supply of nutrients to keep beating strong. Number 3. Garlic. Garlic might not be the first vegetable you think of, but its health benefits are staggering. Garlic contains allicin, a compound released when cloves are crushed or chopped, and this compound has been shown to dramatically reduce blood pressure. A meta-analysis in the Journal of Nutrition reviewed over 20 clinical trials and found that garlic supplementation reduced systolic blood pressure by an average of 8 millimeters of mercury and diastolic by 5 millimeters of mercury, results comparable to standard medications. For seniors, where hypertension affects nearly 2/3 of the population, this is life-saving. Garlic also improves cholesterol levels by lowering LDL, bad cholesterol, while raising HDL, good cholesterol. Another fascinating discovery is garlic's effect on the immune system. Studies show it can reduce the frequency of colds by nearly 60% and shorten their duration by 70%. For seniors with weaker immunity, this means fewer infections and faster recovery. Garlic works best when it's raw or lightly cooked, since heat can destroy some allicin. Crushing garlic and letting it sit for 10 minutes before cooking allows the allicin to stabilize. Adding just 1 or 2 cloves a day into soups, stir-fries, or salads can provide measurable health benefits. Seniors who use garlic not only add flavor to meals, but also arm themselves with one of nature's most powerful protective foods. Number 2. Broccoli. Broccoli is one of the most studied vegetables in nutrition science, and for seniors, it's nothing short of a shield against disease. What makes broccoli special is sulforaphane, a compound formed when the vegetable is chopped or chewed. Sulforaphane has been shown to activate detox enzymes in the body, which help neutralize cancer-causing chemicals. A large-scale study in the Journal of the National Cancer Institute found that individuals who ate cruciferous vegetables, like broccoli at least 5 times a week, had a 32% lower risk of lung cancer. But the benefits don't stop there. Broccoli also protects the heart. It lowers bad cholesterol, reduces inflammation in blood vessels, and helps maintain healthy blood pressure. For seniors whose arteries are often less flexible, this is crucial. Broccoli is also high in vitamin C, vitamin K, and fiber, all essential for immunity, bone health, and digestion. To maximize sulforaphane, broccoli is best eaten lightly steamed, not boiled, because overcooking destroys the compound. Pairing broccoli with mustard seeds or radishes, which contain myrosinase, an enzyme that activates sulforaphane, further boosts its power. For seniors aiming to protect themselves from cancer, heart disease, and even cognitive decline, broccoli should be a frequent guest at the dinner table. Number 1. Tomatoes. Finally, the number one vegetable seniors should consider eating regularly is the tomato. While technically a fruit, tomatoes are categorized as vegetables in most diets, and they are extraordinary for senior health. The main compound that makes tomatoes so powerful is lycopene, a bright red antioxidant that has been studied extensively for its protective effects on the heart and prostate. A study in Circulation found that people with the highest levels of lycopene in their blood had a 30% lower risk of heart disease. For seniors, where cardiovascular problems remain the number one cause of death, this is game-changing. Lycopene also fights oxidative stress in the brain, reducing the risk of memory loss and dementia. Another study in neurology linked higher tomato consumption with a significantly lower rate of stroke. Unlike many antioxidants, lycopene becomes more potent when tomatoes are cooked. This means tomato sauces, soups, and stews are actually more beneficial than raw tomatoes. Pairing them with olive oil, as in Mediterranean cooking, boosts absorption even more. Tomatoes are also a great source of potassium, which helps regulate blood pressure, and vitamin C, which supports immune function. For seniors, making tomatoes a staple is not just about flavor, it's about adding years of life and protection against the most common killers. As we've seen, not all vegetables are created equal. For seniors over 60, certain vegetables like corn, potatoes, eggplant, peas, and especially cabbage can silently undermine health, spiking blood sugar, interfering with medications, and fueling inflammation. On the other hand, vegetables like carrots, spinach, garlic, broccoli, and tomatoes act as natural medicine, protecting eyesight, boosting immunity, lowering blood pressure, and even reducing the risk of cancer and heart disease. The choices you make in the grocery aisle directly shape your future health. You don't have to fear food, but you do need to be smart about it. By steering clear of the wrong vegetables and prioritizing the right ones, you give your body the best chance to thrive, even past 60. So the next time you sit down to eat, remember, your plate is your medicine cabinet, and your fork is your prescription. Choose wisely, and let food be the tool that keeps you living stronger, longer, and healthier. If you found this eye-opening, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. You never know, it could be the nudge someone else needs to take control of their health today. Now we want to hear from you. Which of these 5 vegetables do you think is the most surprising to avoid after 60? And which of these 5 vegetables are you most excited to add to your meals for better health? Share with us your experiences and opinions in the comments below. We love to hear them. Thanks for watching.